Okay, hello and welcome back to Rome Remastered as we continue on our Greek campaign. As you can see, we are now besieging the capital city of the Romans, which is of course Rome. A little bit of risk here. If Servius Maxentius comes back to attack us, we're probably a bit outnumbered, we could be in some trouble. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to immediately pick up a few more mercenaries that are now available. And let's sort these guys out just to keep them a bit more organized. That's something I need to do a bit more in future. We've got this kind of northern region, which I'm not sure what to do with. I could go north and attack Dacia, or I could go to the east and attack Scythia. The problem is I'm not sure exactly where the Scythian towns are. I know there's one in this area of the map, Crimea, but the rest are kind of spread out, so I'm not sure that's really productive. And then over in this part of the map, I'm also not sure what to do. So the first thing I'm definitely going to do is I'm going to take this particular general. I'm going to send him to the west. And the reason for that is we need to get back into... I think this region is fine. We need to get back into this kind of region so we can pick up a few Christian archers, Rhodian slingers, and whatever else is available, because that is, if I'm thinking of the right one, pretty sure this is the right one. This is pretty much the best mercenary pool in the game, and what we have here is not perfect for taking on these massive forces. I think with those kind of ranged mercenaries, like Rhodian slingers, we should probably be able to handle these completely fine, but if we go in and fight them with hoplites and things like that, we're going to take unnecessary losses, and I'm not sure that's the best thing to do. But yeah, we're going to be trying to expand to the east here, so I think I'll actually begin by merging a few of these forces. I can't really merge this one, unless I go like this. I think I'll wipe it out if I merge it with 132. So let's merge these two together. And then we've got two forces of 23 each, which we're going to send to the south to retrain in Mazaka. Rest of these forces we could step out of the town with. We do need some more peasants, I think, just to shore up the public order. Let's drop them to a low tax rate. Let's see what happens if we step out of the town with most of these forces. Drops to 58%, that's not too bad. We can probably manage that. Let's try sending someone back. So we definitely want the Rhodian slingers, we definitely want the Cretan archers, they're pretty much the perfect unit right now. I guess we don't really need the hoplites. But if we just train up these, that might be enough to kind of fix up the public order. We can also go for the Shrine to Hermes, which is going to give us an extra 5%. Or we could go for the... which one is it? The Shrine to Athena, which is going to be an instant 10%, which is also very tempting. Let's go with sending some hoplites back. I think we don't really need the hoplites. I'm going to move probably in this direction. If we go in this direction, it's pretty much going to be guaranteed war with Armenia. If we go to the south and then go to the east afterwards, we're pushing kind of deeper into the Seleucid lands. That's also very tempting. Not actually sure I do want to go to war with Armenia, but at the same time it does feel kind of inevitable. We're, just as a kind of progress update, we're up to 30 settlements, so we need another 20 settlements in total to win the campaign. Very much on track to do that in good time, but kind of difficult at the moment to see exactly where to expand to. We also have Sicily, of course, have to decide whether to actually go and push towards Carthage. I would like to wipe Carthage out because Carthage is dropping my public order. We can see some Carthaginian spies in Lilybaeum. And we've also got one in Syracuse. So that's causing some problems, but it also means that we're kind of struggling to get out of our town. I'm going to send these ships to the west pretty soon, just to kind of drop off these forces, attack the Julii directly. We've got some forces, we did have some forces in Croton who've moved up to Tarentum, so that's all good. Kind of reminding myself, by the way, if you just watched the previous episode, it's been a couple of weeks in real life, so I'm kind of reminding myself what I was up to there. 50% chance of success if we go for this Germanian town. I'm going to go for it. We do succeed. We level up our character, and we can see in this town we've got Screeching Women and 2 units of Spear Warbands, so that should be pretty easy to deal with. Got a similar situation here, we have to be a little bit careful of the public order. So that keeps it at 88%, which is pretty good. Let's take these guys back. Let's drop these guys down to a low tax rate, and yeah, let's just move towards the west for now. Then we're going to send this guy over to the west in this direction, just to see if we can see more towns, so we can see another Germanian town just there. This guy is going to move in this direction, just to potentially bribe these. Let's also scout this out, so that's pretty weak. That's the faction leader too. Okay, so looks like we could easily take that on, but I might go toward Germania next instead. We've got a lot of forces here, but it's mostly peasants, and I don't see any reason to really use these units. So in terms of money to spend, we can spend some money in Mazaka. Let's just go with a blacksmith. So nope, we're going to go with... Doesn't really matter too much, but let's go with paid roads. And then we've got 5k left to spend, so let's focus on our war towns first. So Campus Scythia is busy. This town can build. I'd like to start building, I think, a stable here. This is going to be quite a big effort to actually start pushing the units through these lands. It's very sparse. Pretty much cavalry is our best hope for that, and that takes us down to 3,500 denarii, and we're pretty much already building just about everywhere that matters. Probably just going to save my money at this point, and there is a chance I'm forgetting something, but I feel like we're in a decent position here to end the turn. We've got a few random scattered naval units, so we've got this naval unit, for example. If we try to send these out, they will get destroyed. But if I move them to a port, they might be okay. I think best if we go in this direction. They're probably not going to chase us down. Then we've got these ships here, which we're going to send over to Rhodes. And then we've also got a couple of triremes up next to Tylis. Could send those to the east, could actually board the ships. But I'm not sure how much we really gain from that. If we send these forces up to the northwest, we can take this town, and we can focus these forces on taking on the Scythians instead. But I think these forces are most useful against the Seleucids. So let's just go south. I think I do want to focus on the Seleucids. I don't want to go straight for Armenia. And let's take these forces. Let's send them to the south to go to Rhodes. And yeah, I think that's fine. Let's just end the turn. See if we get into Antioch, which we do. Gives us a couple of extra traits, and that is pretty much the end of that. So yeah, gonna end the turn again. Okay, so the Romans decided not to attack us. Which I think is definitely a good thing, because I wasn't confident I could win that. Seleucids are spying on us, but don't appear to go for an attack. Like I said though, not sure that would actually be a good fight for us, just because the sheer numbers, they're really weak units, but the sheer numbers against just basic hoplites, it's not as favourable as it looks. Candidate for adoption, he's pretty bad, he's got okay command I guess, he's kind of a blank slate, let's just accept him. Let's see where he pops up. Okay, so he actually pops up in Scythia, which is very welcome news. Found a Carthaginian agent in Messana. We've got someone else who's come of age in this town, which is pretty much perfect, because we can definitely make use of him to the west. Let's move to here for now. Let's throw up a watchtower if we can. And let's send this guy across too. Gonna take a while for these to catch up, but I think we should bring them along. That does lower them to a fairly low tax rate, but I think if we just pick up some peasants, we'll be fine. Or in fact, let's pick up some hoplites, and let's send some peasants from here instead. And then let's pick up some more peasants in this town. We also found a Dacian agent in Campus Scythia, so yeah, definitely worth going for an attack on Dacia, I think, although that has dropped our public order quite a bit, unfortunately. So, I'm not sure who to leave behind. I'm going to step everyone out of the town for now, and we're going to try and shore up the public order if we can. I'm not sure we've really got enough. Can afford to send a few more. Okay, so now both towns are unhappy. Let's try sending these guys into this town. 69%. Let's go for some more peasants. Let's retrain these. Yeah, not looking too good. 55%. Gonna train up some basic peasants. That's still not gonna be enough. This guy has no influence, so he's not gonna help. This guy has also no influence, so our governors are not gonna make too much of a difference. I think in this particular case, basic normal hoplites aren't gonna help us too much. Even peltas might do more. So let's send some hoplites back. Still 55%. We are going to go for Dacia, I think, so let's send some basic peltas back instead. Still 55%, it's not looking too good. Just gonna have to keep trying, I think. Oh, tax rate was medium, and that makes a 30% difference, which is more than I thought. Okay, so who's moved and who's not moved? I think we can afford to send these guys out too, possibly. Let's just join these up. And probably don't need to go after these. Let's go straight for this. It's only going to take 2 turns. And let's throw up a watchtower. Okay, so anyone else who can just about reach we will send up, but I don't think there really is anyone. We can see a large Scythian force to the north. They're actually in Dacian lands, so might be worth just waiting to see if they go to war. Alliance between Numidia and Carthage, that's not great for us, but shouldn't affect us too much. Okay, so moving over to Italy, let's actually break through these. So it's a single Roman general, 21 years old, former Scipii, I believe. Pretty weak, but I think these are some pretty elite units. We don't really want to throw them away, but then again, should be able to retrain them. We actually take no losses, so we wipe them out, we get a man of the hour, pick up an extra family member, and we can then move up to Capua. Most of these units can go into Capua. So let's actually take all of these. Let's go to the west. Then we're going to send most of these into the town. That brings it up to 91% public order, and pretty much none of these can get across. So let's go back to this guy, let's check the mercenaries again. No one new available, but we can join some forces up, so we've got 5 free slots. This should be fine. Okay, so a massive force of hoplites. If we send them in, they're going to be up against mostly Hastati. Yeah, really not too confident about that. I'm going to send these guys up as backup. Just going to check this again just to see what we're building. So I think we want more siege towers. Probably do want a sap point. And let's just maintain the siege for now. These ships can probably go back to the south. It's a little bit risky, but I think we should be fine. I kind of left them there just to be an option to retreat, but shouldn't be necessary. We're definitely strong enough, so that should be fine. We're going to send these ships to the west. We can see that the rebels are trying to chase us down. That's actually... yeah, that's a real problem, because we definitely can't fight them off. Just got to go across the land, I think. Gonna take a bit longer. Okay, so these forces should be enough. Then we'll send up some peasants. Keep producing these. Produce more peasants in this town. So we've got a big force here, which is going to go straight for the Julii. These ships are coming to the south to transport some of these units across, so let's build some more peasants. Build some more armoured hoplites in this town. And in Messana. Let's just go with some basic hoplites. We probably want to start shifting some of these peasants over, but the happiness situation's still not very good. I think Syracuse should be fine with just basic units. And Messana should be fine too. Okay, so this guy's now being blocked off by a single unit of Militia Hoplites. I'm hoping if I just attack them, they'll back off. Which they do. Step into this part of the map, and yeah, we can recruit some more Cretan archers, some more Radiant slingers. Mercenary Hoplites, and then the others don't really matter too much, but I think we should just go for them. It's a lot of money, but they're good units, and they're going to help us a lot against the Seleucids. Then we've got these forces, which we're just going to gather up. Probably start going to the east. Yeah, I think that does make sense. We're going to try and join them up with these. And then these guys are going to go into retrain. In Sanoop, we're going to keep picking up archers. Mazaka's already building up some hoplites. We're going to retrain these and build some hoplites in this town too. So we should have a bit more variety in units coming through pretty soon. This big block of units here we should just be able to farm down with our range units, and I think at that point we should be able to make a push on Antioch. I am actually going to take most of these towns, and I'm going to actually shift the spawn points to Sparta itself. Not sure what I've done there. I'm going to shift the spawn points to Sparta itself, and the reason for that is we're probably going to start actually potentially going for a bit of a naval raid. Probably on Egypt. Haven't fully decided. But I think if we just attack from Sparta itself, that is going to make sense. And then all these straggly units which are moving towards Apollonia, we will just send along the coast into this part of the world. And then we should find at least one more settlement up in this direction, and there's definitely one up in this part of the world. So we've got 6k left to spend. Capua should definitely build some kind of building, so anything that's going to help us with war. Temple of Nike is a nice easy one to go for. Then we'll go for some more armoured hoplites. I'm actually going to send the triremes towards Sparta instead, because that way we can keep focusing on land units, and then these ships can go join up too. Because yeah, I think we definitely want to send them to the west instead of the east, because this navy is just far too strong for us. Could potentially beat it if we really go for it, but there's no real need to send navy in that direction. So we're going to build some more ships in Rhodes. We're going to build, I think, some archers here. And Corinth, we're going to go for some ships. Corinth has a bit of an awkward dock location. It's a bit of a trek to get around. But it's only one turn, so it's not too bad in the grand scheme of things. And then I'm going to take these Militia Cav and send them to the north as well. If I can. There we go. Join them up with these. And then there's not really too much else to do. We're pretty much... this is maybe the most peaceful couple of turns we've had. A couple of turns with no real assault on anything, but I think it is all about to kick off, particularly on the Roman side, so let's just see how things go. Pretty sure the Seleucids are going to stay defensive. I don't think anyone's actually going to attack us. Okay, so yeah, not attacked by anyone. Let's see what the news is. Back to being the most advanced faction. Someone has died. Clymene? I think it's a woman. Women don't really play a big role in this game, I hate to say it, but it's true. What else is going on? So, some construction done. We are not actually making as much money as we used to, but that should be fine once we start actually spending some units. Shouldn't be an issue. Gonna send these up, going to build a watchtower. Let's see what that reveals, so no sign of any new units. Okay, so what I can do now is I can actually join up some units, and if we go for an attack on Rome, we're gonna have effectively 2 full stacks. Is that enough? I mean, this stuff is not great. I'm pretty tempted just to go for it. We step out of the town. Takes into 26% tax rate. If we go for that, it's 61%, and if we train up some more peasants, finish off the Temple of Nike, that should take us up to about 70%, which should be safe. Just to be absolutely sure, let's send some peasants up too. Okay, so yeah, that should be completely fine. This place is completely safe too. We're going to send some more peasants up. We're going to train up some, I think... Let's get some Greek Cav, because we're pretty unbalanced in our forces there. And then in this town... Not really sure what to go with. I think we'll just go with some communal farming. This town should be fine. Let's go with a large temple of Nike. Rebels appear to have moved off, so I'm actually going to move these... I think up in this direction, just to scout. Scythians are not moving, which is a problem because I don't really want to take them on with this force. Not confident we would actually win. So I could go to the west instead. That kind of just leads us back to here. If we were to go to the east, we can start going towards Crimea. We've not really gone in the right direction, but I think that is looking like the best option. Let's send our spy to have a look. Okay, so it's actually owned by the rebels right now. It's going to be a pretty weak garrison, yeah, just 3 units. This town should be able to defend itself. Just pick up some more basic units. I think Militia Cav should do fine. Then we're going to send these guys to the east. We're going to join up with our faction leader. Let's see what happens. So it goes down to 55%. That's actually not bad. Can't join these up. Gonna send faction leader in first. Gonna join the range units together. Okay, so we just got Cretians in this particular force, but these guys should back off. Oh, they don't. Okay. So they don't back off. In this case, I think we will just go for it. We go for a night battle that stops them having reinforcements. It's massively in our favor in that particular case. Let's go for it. Yeah, I didn't really organize my units as well as I could have. But even so, this should be pretty straightforward. Just need to make sure this guy doesn't catch us out. So that's just some basic militia cav. We charge into them with the general, we should be fine. General is 68 years old, so he's kind of approaching the end of his life. If we did accidentally blunder and get him killed, it wouldn't be a massive issue. And yeah, we do massively outnumber them. So archers should already be able to fire. We'll see if we can bait them in. These guys can fire too, but much less effectively, but still probably worth bringing them up. Do need to be a bit careful not to overdo this. Okay, so their general's staying put. Archers are firing. I think we're going to go to normal ammo just because it's a bit more accurate. They're going to launch on our hoplites, which is completely fine. Okay, here we go, we're going to engage. Okay, so there we go, we've broken one. Should be able to get a mass rout going. We'll take a few losses, but that's fine. Let's run them down. Yeah, it looks like they're actually going to try and flee altogether. So if we charge these, they might engage, which could be a problem because they're out of phalanx stance, but I think they should break pretty much straight away, which they do. Let's just go run them down. Send general up too. Let's send these guys to do something else just so they don't friendly fire. These guys will break. Yes, these guys are just withdrawing rather than actually attacking. General has left the field, so no one's going to charge us down. Let's just sweep these up.
The enemy army is in flight! Pursue them! Drive them from the battlefield! not that of mortals like us.
Okay, so the main thing is no losses to the pirates, no losses to the Cretians. All of the losses were... yeah, literally all of the losses were to Hoplites, which is completely fine. We can just retrain those. Okay, so we've broken through those. Let's see if we can actually join these together. Should at least have them as reinforcements. They do back off. There we go, so we push them all the way back to Antioch. These two are together, so they should be nice and safe. Lots of mercenaries available, actually. Arab Cav, Bedouin warriors, Bedouin archers, mercenary peltas is not the best. But I think, just for the sake of keeping this push going, might as well go for it. Don't really lose anything from that. We have plenty of money to spare. We definitely want to go for a strong push on Antioch. And we've got these guys to send to the east. Then we've got a good full stack here. We push these guys back. So I'm going to send this guy to the east. Just to see what our next target should be. So Hatra is definitely an option. Then if we go to the north, we've got the Armenians. If we go to the east, we've also got the Parthians. But yeah, I think Hatra is the obvious next target we should go for. I'm going to send these ships over to the docks in Lilybaeum, and we're going to see what happens if we step these guys out of the town. I think this is going to be messy. Even though we've got a lot of peasants. Okay, 87%, that's not bad. Let's see what happens in this town. This guy's got 0 influence, so if he steps out, that's actually fine. Okay, 70%, that's not so bad. Could go down to low tax rate, but I think armored hoplites should also be fine. Let's send them to the west. Then we've got these forces too. We just send these. Masana's completely fine with that. Okay, it's also free to build, so let's just go with a large Temple of Hermes. This place is also free to build. Let's go with paved roads. Lilybaeum is also free. Let's go with basic roads. And that's pretty much all of our money gone. So yeah, we're not making as much money as we were, but then again, we do have much bigger forces, so it's not too surprising. Gonna send these ships over to Sparta. Okay, so that's a decent navy. I think that should at least survive the trip to Egypt. Not great forces here, but we are still training up some Spartan hoplites. We're actually sending them in the wrong direction. Still need to actually redo the spawn point in this town. Okay, so let's take all of these forces. Let's just move them towards Sparta. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so 3 units of armored hoplites are forthcoming in. This town can probably do slightly better. Could send a diplomat just to do some bribing, but we're not really making enough money for that to work. Let's go for some archers. Yeah, once we have some more money, I think we can get some stuff done with that particular force, but now it's kind of just an experiment. We're going to see what kind of builds up over the next few turns, if we can afford to keep recruiting. This place should all be fine. We can go for some recruitment here. Let's just go for some peasants. And I might be forgetting something, but yeah, let's just end the turn. I did actually forget to go and declare war on Germania, but it does give our units some time to catch up. So we can see that the number of units in Rome is going down as a result of us starving them out. I'm pretty tempted to assault that. Let's see what this is about. They want a ceasefire. It's not an option. I'm curious to see what they'd give me. If we were to request 10,000. Let's say that's balanced. Doesn't really bother me, because I can of course just break the ceasefire. I don't need to worry about my reputation at this point. My reputation is actually quite good, which I guess I've not been betraying too many people, but still. I'm gonna say no. I do think we need to actually get money off them. I can see Julii actually moving towards Apollonia, which is fine, because we have a lot of forces there. Scythia do move towards Dacia. We'll have to see if they actually went to war. See if it tells us. Okay, Stoic philosophy. It's not too interesting. Town grows, roads. Just gonna have to spend our money on this straight away. Okay, so no war so far between Dacia and Scythia. Can send these forces more in this direction. Gonna be a few turns. We'll send this guy just to have a look at this. Gonna send these forces to attack Antioch. I think if we go for this, it will actually kick off a fight that will force the garrison to come out. And I think if we actually wipe out the garrison, we will take the town. The problem is the garrison is massive, and I don't think we're going to have quite enough to get that done. I'm going to go here first. Yeah, I made the same mistake again. I need to actually move the melee units out before I get into the zone of control. We do still have the rest coming in as reinforcements. So, night battle is tempting. Let's see what that actually does. Okay, so it stops my reinforcements coming in, but not the enemy reinforcements, so yeah, we're not going to go for that. Let's just take the fight. Let's see how much of the garrison we can wipe out. It didn't really fully occur to me that it is, of course, going to be a bridge battle, which could work for us. Is this actually a crossing? No, so it literally is just this one bridge. They've got to get across it. We have to try and shoot them if we can get enough units to come and back us up. So these guys are not coming in just yet because we have too many units on the field. We do have some Cretians to try and bait them in. That's probably the best we can do for now. Speed this up. Okay, so nothing in range of our Cretians just now. Gonna send a few forces, I think, onto the bridge, if they can actually get there. Yeah, I don't like the look of what this is doing to our phalanx formation, so I'm gonna pull back. They are gonna try and cross the bridge, so yeah, definitely want to be as safe as possible. I've not really done this right. What I should have done is make a kind of double wall. Might be a bit late now. So it's just Militia Cav coming in, I think that's fine. Yeah, this should be fine. I mean, they are going to kill a few of our units in the back, but it's not going to do too much damage. These guys should fire on the mass. Scythe Chariots, I think those can run amok. So if we can actually scare those enough, they will start wiping these out. These guys should all be forming up pretty soon. We are taking a few losses, but that's fine. General's bodyguard, okay, so we do have to be a little bit careful. Let's focus that down. No idea what's going on, lots of men being launched into the sky. Scythe Chariots are unfortunately coming in to fight us directly. Probably just have to try and kill them. So, Militia Cav have been broken. The actual General's bodyguard unit, not really sure what's going on, so we've killed one family member. So there should be two in total. We've killed the actual family member, and then the rest is just Militia Cav. Those guys are fleeing. These guys are a perfect target. Let's just get some easy kills. These guys are indeed firing, that's good. See what's going on. So they're firing back at us, that's fine. These guys need to pull back. I think the Scythe Chariots, they're routing, but that looked like friendly fire to me. We can actually get them to run amok. We'll get a lot of kills there. No need to move from the bridge. I think they still have to come fight us. And they will still try. Okay, so Greek cav coming in, those are going to die straight away. The Militia Hoplites are staying put, they're going to have trouble actually getting across. And yeah, I think trying to actually run these down and finish off the garrison is just not realistic. They're going to escape. We're going to have to take on the actual town. But we should be able to take out most of the units. We'll take a few losses here, but that's fine. The Cretians are running across. That's really not good. Need to pull them back. Lost a lot of these. Completely unnecessarily. Possibly because I targeted them at a specific unit and that unit routed. Need to just go fire at will instead. Bit unfortunate. Still taking some losses. Okay, so they've actually got most of their morale. So we are going to take some losses here. We need to actually drop our spears. It's a bit of a mess. I should really go for that kind of pincer movement if I can. Let's try this. Yes, we've got this unit at the front which will take some losses. We've got our Cretians towards the back who are going to fire. Want to fire into this mass, which we kind of are, so that's good. Let's bring the pirates up just to throw some javelins. Okay, so if we lose a few of these front units, that's fine. Cretians are going to get lots of kills, still got most of their ammo left. So they've got phalanx pikemen, which are a little bit tougher than militia hoplites. Currently at the front it is just militia hoplites, which are not going to do too much damage to us. But we want to get ourselves in a slightly better position for when the phalanx pikemen arrive. Yes, these guys are facing the front, but I want to just pull them back slightly. Could try and pull this unit back, but if I do, I think it does just get attacked in the back, which is not good. These guys can probably also move, I think. This unit's not really engaging, let's pull them back too. Pirates not quite in range, but they're pretty close. Let's bring them slightly closer. Okay, so really hard to see what's going on there, it's a complete mess, but I think if we just take a couple more of these, this unit specifically, move them like this. That's pretty close to being that kind of pincer movement. Then we've got this unit at the front which is kind of sacrificing itself. Could pull them back, but I think we do just let them fight. Let them get as many kills as they can. I'm not sure how much they're actually doing. Okay, so these guys still have their ammo. I could actually move them to the side. I think that does make sense. I wouldn't mind losing a couple of units just to bring some reinforcements, so perhaps we just let one of these go. We send them to the back. First unit of hoplites still holding out pretty well. Not quite facing the right direction, but still up against mostly militia hoplites. They're shaken, they're not actually as scared as I thought. Cretians pretty low on ammo. I'm going to actually switch them to flaming ammo. Lack of accuracy shouldn't be a problem at this point, and I wouldn't mind just scaring them off a bit. These guys can't yet fire, let's bring them slightly closer. There we go, starting to see them flee a bit more now. We can see... I think that's a chariot in the middle. Not sure if it's actually getting kills. No, just routing, so yeah, not going to get any kills from the running amok, but never mind. Okay, this is a little bit grindy, so let's speed this up a bit and let's see what happens. This particular unit is about to be... No, they're still actually holding out completely fine. What I might do is just take them off phalanx stance and just try and run them out. We'll take a few losses, we'll get attacked in the back, but that will force most of them into this kind of circular pincer movement formation that we've set up to trap as many as possible. These guys are in guard mode, so they should hold their position. These guys just need to leave. And they are starting to flee just about. We're throwing some javelins, getting a few easy kills. These guys are mostly surviving. Move these across. Okay, let's speed this up. It's such a narrow bridge that they're actually having a hard time getting across, and we're seeing a little bit of a mass rout. It's still not really safe to go for the charge. I could risk the barbarian cav just to see what happens, but yeah, this front unit is actually completely fine, so it's not safe to charge that in. As they reach us, they will flee, I'm pretty sure. Let's actually go for this. Gonna break our formation slightly, but that's fine. Just want to see if we can actually route everything. Nope, losing those units pretty heavily. Doesn't work. Yeah, it only takes like one of those units to still hold its nerve, and we will just lose this unit completely. It's not safe to go for. Gonna have to pull back. Meanwhile, we have got these units towards the back. I think I will send them away. We don't really need them. They are going to go in that direction, so that's all good. So yeah, there's a lot of very easy kills here that we're missing out on, unfortunately. Some of them will rally and come back, but for the most part, just have to wait for them to cross. I feel like these aren't even close enough to be being killed by our spears, so I honestly don't know what's going on. Like, if I highlight this, it does not select any of our units, but they literally just die the moment they cross the bridge. Something here is killing them off. No, they're making it through just about, but then when they do get through, get immediately killed. They can't, of course, form a phalanx, so they can't really do too much to us. Still got a few masses left. Quite a few fleers. Didn't manage to get as many kills as I would like, but this is obviously the safe way to do it. We take very few losses doing this. Let's just speed this one up, see what happens. Here we go, we've got some Rhodian slingers coming in, let's send them in. Oh, never mind. Battle's over, okay. If I brought them in a lot sooner, I could have got some kills, but never mind. We've still got a big mass here that we can finish off. Let's send all of our cav in. Let's also send these guys in too. Let's take them out of phalanx stance. Not sure they're going to catch up. In fact, better if they just get out of the way. Let our cav through as quick as possible. So many free kills here. We just run these down. Make sure we really go for it. So yeah, quite a few stragglers got away, as in probably at least 1,000. But we've also got at least 1,000 men here that we can chase down. Free XP for our general too. These guys are way too far away, but the barbarian cav are catching up too. See how far we've got. So not too far. These guys are going to stream through. Should be a lot of very easy kills here. There we go, yeah, pretty much the only thing stopping us now is the collision of the units, slowing us down. We're going to go for this front unit, of course, just so we can run through the rest as quickly as possible. And as we spread out, we will just sweep up lots of easy kills. A few at the front going to escape. But yeah, huge trail of bodies. So that was successful. Even chasing them down. So many escaped, but even so, I mean that is not bad going.
This is a victory fit for the gods, a day of triumph to mark with a song or two.
Cleomenes the Conqueror, I'm pretty sure that's a new name. So yeah, 3,500 kills, we lost about 300 men. Each of these two armies has about 850, 900 men left. Gyrus the Ugly, I'm pretty sure, is dead. But yeah, we're not going to take the town, but completely wiped out all of the defenders for Antioch. There will be a few stragglers left. But Antioch should go down pretty easy. Yeah, as expected, we don't get to take the town, but we do get to move in and besiege it immediately. Spy has not managed to open the gates, but never mind. Let's just build some rams, maintain the siege. So yeah, in this town, they've got pretty much the 3 units of phalanx pikemen still fully healthy. And then they've got lots of militia hoplites and not too much else. A few scythe chariots. It's literally like 3 chariots. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. Anyway, I think we've done enough for this part, so next time we're going to be probably taking Antioch, possibly taking Rome as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.